What's happening? This is Fatherhood Friday. My name is Isaiah Coleman, brought to you by The Connected. I wanted to share this pretty cool fact that I found recently, and I'm reading a book. It's called A Boys and Men, and in that book, I can't really cite exactly where this quote or where this fact came from. However, it states that black men are the most present racial group when it relates as it relates to fatherhood. We are some of the most present. And when I say present, I don't mean just like in the household, like you're there, right? Like you're just in the space, but I mean like present, like involved. I mean aware, mindful of your children, mindful of their emotions, mindful of, again, just what's happening in their world, right, as it relates to fatherhood and parenting and your children. And I just thought that was a very fascinating fact. And I can see that. I think for one reason, I think about, I was reading a book recently and it talked about emotional intelligence, and it talked about the emotional intelligence in black men and black women, how our emotional intelligence needs to be heightened because our emotional intelligence and our social intelligence, quite frankly, keeps us safe, right? We are in a society where being black is being viewed as criminal lies. Like being a black person, you are related, or people, when people see you, they relate you to criminals, or they look at you as being violent, or they look at you as being a threat. So our emotional intelligence needs to be heightened because we need to be aware of what we give off, right? We need to make ourselves look and seem and come off as docile as possible. But on the flip side of that, that's toward society, right? As a black man, I know I can't come out and be maybe the most demonstrative in my arguments. I can't be the most aggressive when when all I'm feeling is passion. I'm excited about a particular topic and I'm talking to somebody out in public, and it could come off to a stranger as being dangerous. But on the flip side of that, to our children, that emotional intelligence is a huge plus or a huge superpower as it relates to black men and fatherhood, because now we can be more aware of our emotions, of when things happen, when triggers come up in the household, whether maybe from mom, you know how moms be, right? It could be from work or whatever it is. We are intelligent enough emotionally to be aware of that emotion and be like, okay, I'm going to compartmentalize this emotion and keep it over here and not allow it to affect how I show up with my children. Me not being as mean or rude or short answered or whatever it may be, however it may come off for you, short with your kids, right? That's where I think a huge plus is. And this is me just giving my opinion. This is me making connections from different content that I've taken in from books and podcasts and things like that. But I just love I just love that there is content out there that is giving black men, because for so long, we've always been viewed as absent fathers. We are not present fathers. We are not in the household, right? Majority of our mothers, majority of our women are raising their children as single parents. And enough of that. Enough of that. That doesn't help anybody grow, right? If you taking that content, whatever, like, but at the end of the day, we don't want to broadcast that or echo those types of sentiments. I love to hear that black men are some of the most present fathers in the household. Like that's huge to me. That's huge. I love it. And I want to continue to promote that. I want to continue to encourage fathers, and I want to continue to build community. So if you are familiar with me, man, I suggest you or encourage you to reach out or like this or subscribe to this channel, because I am working to build a community of men, of fathers, of husbands, and of leaders to come together and honestly just build brotherhood, to have each other's back, to support one another, to not be so isolated. Men in general, black men even more specifically, are very, very isolated. We have to hold a facade. We have to make sure that we are strong, not only to our families, but to the world, right? Men in general have to show that they're strong to their families. Like they need to make sure that their wives and their children know that they're protected and that they're covered by the man. But not only do black men need to do that, we also need to make sure that we are strong out here in this world continues to try to break us down and take our masculinity away from us. And I refuse to give my masculinity away to anybody. All right. So, but how do you strengthen that masculinity is by having community around you. And that's something that's a goal of mine. It's building, it's growing. The community is growing. And I open the door to men like you who may be tuned in and may want to be a part of that. So like, follow, subscribe if you're into this type of stuff. And I'm just appreciative that you tuned in to another episode of Fatherhood Friday. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Peace out.